Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host. You know him, you love him, Nate, the little goon Foss. Nate is here. He still hates the intro. Too bad.
We're both dying.
We're both dying. Seasonal allergies suck, but we're forcing our way through this.
Yep.
We had more hockey this weekend. We had 4 home games.
Both. Little bit of sweep.
Little bit
sweep action.
We needed a broom. I'm disappointed in you for not having a broom ready for this.
I forgot the broom.
Whatever.
Kick me out of Corner Crew, please.
Yeah, whatever. There's no shot we'll ever be able to pull that off, even if we tried to. We'll have to drag.
Can't get rid of me that easy.
We'll have to drag your lifeless corpse out of the building. 4 games, 2 home openers, 4 wins. I would call that a pretty successful weekend. Both teams swept their opponents.
You hear me complaining?
Nobody's complaining. And we had pretty big turnouts for both men's games. We had pretty good turnouts for the women's games too, thank God. Because
pretty good turnout Friday.
Oh yeah,
given that it was a 2:00 game on a Friday.
I think the score warranted it also. That's why I'm wearing my women's jersey today and not my men's, because they were whooping some you-know-what last weekend. So we're going to start with them. I'm going to let you take it right off the bat, Nate. You go right into the Friday and Saturday games and what we had.
Friday afternoon, the women put a beat down, an absolute beat down on St. Michael's, an 8-0 win. Kind of started to feel bad for them towards the end of it. Shots on goal, 57-7. We had more goals than they had shots.
I love that.
There was a very nice change of pace. Usually it's the other way around. Sarah Coe, first career shutout, 7 saves. She did a great job. Did what she had to do. Didn't really have to do much.
I will say before you keep going, I think I looked at Zelig at one point and said, Sarah Coe's having so much fun. She's just standing down there. She's just hanging out. Like, she got nothing to do. She got no worry in the world about what's going on. No, we were on offense for most of that game.
My favorite part, 7 different goal scorers. Lindsay Maloney got 2 of them. Emma Rowland got her going, thank goodness. She's finally starting to look like the Emma Rowland of last year and the year before. Chloe McNeil, another one, right quick after. Like I said, Maloney got a shorty. Love shorthanded goals. That was late in the period. That one was funny because the puck goes in the net, but nobody realizes the puck went in the net. There's still a minute and a half left on the penalty. So they go down, and we played for a good 2-3 minutes. And then we scored. I think it was Athena scored. But they went back and reviewed Maloney's goal. And they said, oh, Maloney actually scored. So they had to put all that time back on the clock. Had to put the penalty back on. I forget who was in the box. Poor Hannah Solinger had to go back in the box. And then, Ella Fassett, first goal as a Tiger on the power play. For her. Big weekend for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Friday was definitely a good time. 2 for 3 on the power play. It's kind of weird. There's not really much to talk about.
They were just kicking butt.
Yeah.
And said we were all prepared to lose our hats should Lindsay Maloney had scored one more time. We were going to be launching them things out there.
And I will say this, hats off to St. Michael's though for sticking with it. I mean, poor Carissa Mudrick, their goaltender, made 49 saves. I thought this game could have been way worse.
Yeah.
For her. She made some pretty good stops. They also blocked 16 shots. So, I mean, it's hard to play in these kind of games.
Yep.
If you're on the losing end of it, it's really hard to just give up. But they didn't. They played really hard all the way to the end.
Yeah, they kept going.
It showed really, I think they just kind of ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Friday night. I mean, it was a relentless push by RAT.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, more of the same.
+1.
+1. 9-0. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Shots were 57-11. Didn't score more goals than they had shots. A little disappointing. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, I will say I was down there with a buck left in the game screaming, score one more, I want 10.
Kylie Aquaro, I was so happy when she got that goal at the end. She already had 4 assists on the night. She got a 5th point with a goal. It was a big weekend for everybody. I mean, I was looking at the stat sheet for the season. We only have 5 skaters that aren't goalies with 0 points in the year, and 3 of them haven't played a game yet.
Yeah,
so,
which is nuts.
There's a pad the stats weekend.
Yep.
And again, St. Mike's,
the
goaltender. They fought. Kind of towards the third period, you could kind of tell that
they were gassed.
They were pretty tired.
Yeah.
You know it, and we know all about that. That was us last year, so we know. I kind of started to feel bad for him. I mean, Leah White played in that Saturday. She made 48 saves. She was, again, phenomenal.
Didn't they switch goalies in that game?
No.
Oh no, we did.
We did.
Because we started.
I was about to say
because Emma Stevens started.
Emma Stevens had 8 saves, and Sophia Bellino 3 saves.
So
Sophia played the third period. Nice little combined shutty for the other 2 goaltenders.
Let me just say real
team.
quick before we get into some of the standouts. Shutout weekend. 17 goals scored, none allowed. What a way to build confidence right there.
I meant to ask Dan Scully to find it for us. When was the last time we had a sweep of a weekend where we didn't allow a goal? I'm sure it's been a long time.
I mean, unfortunately, Dan Scully couldn't be on tonight. He had some things going on.
Excuses. Just kidding. We love you, Dan.
So let's talk about some of the heroes of the weekend. Lindsay Maloney, 2 goals. Jamie Nolan, 2 goals. Kylie Aquaro, 1 goal, 4 assists on Saturday alone. That's insanity. And then Ella Facette, crazy numbers for her too. Both of them got recognized by CHA afterwards too, which is insane.
Yep. Facette, Rookie of the Week.
Yep.
And Kylie Aquaro, Player of the Week. Thanks for coming.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yep.
I don't really know what else to talk about there because it was like
there really wasn't much. I mean,
because usually we can go into back and forth and talk about what we did well, what we needed to do better on, but in this it was just like complete and utter domination the entire time, and there was never a point in either game where I'm thinking they're gonna come back and beat us. Like no, we'd score 1 and then we'd get 2 a minute later, and then a couple minutes after that we're at 3, and and to their credit, it could have got out of control really fast.
Right. And, it's nice to get some confidence because they've got a couple big weekends coming up.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a minute. But you see it a lot. Even in a blowout game like that, it's great to see the puck go in the net.
Yeah.
Not only as a team, but for personal confidence. And we had a bunch of different goal scorers. And for us, too. I think I said it on Friday. And whenever we say stuff like this, it's not a knock on the team. It's not that they didn't play hard. Just other teams were better. Mm-hmm. We earned that. We earned this weekend.
Oh,
100%. I think the girls earned this type of weekend. And I mean, not that I think Celeste did it on purpose to maybe get a blowout weekend. That's never the case.
No.
But
I think we were just that good.
I think these games came at a good time. You could tell they were starting to get some confidence. They played well against UConn. They played well against Vermont, but didn't get the results. And now to finally play well and get the result.
Yeah. Agreed.
And the kind of result that they did.
On home opener weekend, too. People are going
on home ice. 2-0 on home ice. RIT Hockey's undefeated at the Policini Center this year so far. Flex.
Love that. Love that. Let's keep it up.
Keeps people coming back, man.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what I said.
October 29th is the next women's home game. Y'all better be there.
Which sucks, because it's a while away, but you know what? No, it's 28th is the next women's home game.
Nope, 29th.
Oh, because that's the Syracuse weekend.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is right. I forgot about that.
It's a night game, too. No excuses.
Oh, it's 7 o'clock. So you go to the men's game and then stay for the women's game. If people start leaving, I'm going to get very mad.
We're gonna not let you leave.
So let's take a look to next weekend. Well, this upcoming weekend for us. Go through the predictions real quick, because then we can get to the men with Army. Because honestly, there isn't really a lot to talk about the women, except for we just destroyed them.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't anything we did bad.
There were 1,000 of us there that remembers the home opener last year. And that's something I want to touch on too. What a drastic change from last year's home opener to this year's home opener.
Love to see it.
If you weren't there, Colgate came to town, and give credit to everybody that was there. It was a pretty big crowd. It was one of the bigger crowds I've seen for women's game, over 1,000, which was nice.
Yeah.
Got to get more of those this year. Colgate came in and spanked us, 13-0.
Yep. That was a sad game.
It was a rough one, and they're going back to Colgate this year. Unfortunately, this year it's not a home and home. I hate that they're on the road during homecoming weekend.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It's always nice to have double hockey on homecoming. If you have nothing to do Friday night,
drive out.
Go out to Colgate.
Sue's going. There's some people going.
Of nowhere, Hamilton, New York. Class of '65 arena is actually really nice from the pictures I've seen. So,
if you're going, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. If you can't go, though, games at 6 o'clock on Friday, 3 o'clock on Saturday. So, on ESPN Plus. So, catch the women's game before you head downtown for the men's game. A little bit into Colgate. They're 5-0 on the year. They look good. Really good. They've pretty much showed the CHA who's boss. They beat Syracuse 3-0. They beat Mercyhurst combined 7-0 2 weekends ago. Penn State played them pretty tough, 3-2, 2-1 last weekend. RIT is 1-11 all time. The one win is actually a weird one. There's a girls hockey tournament here every year in Rochester. It's the Fire on Ice tournament, and they made RIT versus Colgate the showcase game.
Yep.
On Friday night, there was a 2-0 win at the Bill Gray's Iceplex for RIT. It was not an RIT home game. It was a road game, so we didn't lose any home games that year. But Celeste Brown did not score in that one. I know I was looking for a nice Celeste Brown stat. Kristina Kaltakova, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points in 5 games. Or in 6 games. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, not really much there. I mean, I think it's a good test coming off a weekend where you, like we said, built some confidence, and hopefully they just don't get it knocked right back out of them.
Yeah, that would kind of
suck. Which is a real possibility, but who knows?
All right, let's go to our predictions then real quick. So what are you saying? I know we have Dan's predictions, or we have them written down, and then I will let you do yours and Dan's first, then I'll go with mine.
All right, let me pull up Dan's here, and then we'll look around the conference after here.
Mm-hmm.
He texted it to me this afternoon here. We'll go with Dan's first. We'll make him bad guy here. He's going to go with a sweep for Colgate. They're right up there with UConn and Vermont. Tough teams to play against. Think they can play well. He says 4-1 and 5-2. That's the scores. I kind of have to agree with him. I promise all year, Dan, we're not going to go with the same prediction every weekend. But great minds do think alike.
Me on the other hand, if you're done, sorry.
Gonna go with. I think Colgate's can sweep. I think it's a little bit closer. I'm gonna go with. I think they come out firing Friday. I think we score first, but Colgate comes back and gets a nice 3-1, 4-1 victory Friday, and I think Colgate's going to come out firing on Saturday because it's going to be one of those like, oh shoot, RIT is actually pretty decent, and they play a little harder. And I don't want to give a score for Saturday because we just don't know. But
I'm going to say split.
For sure.
I'm going to say we win Friday 3-2, and then drop Saturday 2-1.
close.
I think they're going to be close games. I think
And we got Serico making like 100 saves.
I think we played Vermont pretty well. You can't.
I would put Colgate and Vermont in the same class.
And I think after this weekend, with the confidence boost they had, I think they can come out and beat this team. This team is beatable. They can take them. Penn State showed it.
I agree, and we only in an exhibition game. Now, don't take too much stock into it, but we only lost to Penn State 1-0.
Exactly.
I think that's just a big question mark to see. Like, what's it going to be like? Non-conference games are non-conference games. What's it going to be like when we get into conference play in a couple of weeks? That's when we'll really start to see. I can't
wait to play
what
Syracuse.
This team is made of. Oh, it's going to be a fun weekend.
So should we hop over to the men's?
Speaking of Syracuse.
Yes. Let's do that real quick.
Last weekend, Syracuse had their weird Thursday home game.
Yeah, I hate that crap. It's annoying.
And they lost 2-0 to St. Lawrence. Obviously, we got an 8-0 win. Colgate beat Penn State 3-2, like we said. Clarkson, who is also up there, beat Mercyhurst 3-1 down in Erie. But the next night, Mercyhurst took down Clarkson 2-1. So I think that's a good win for the conference. I think that kind of shows, okay, Mercyhurst is also up there. They can compete with anybody. And I think Mercyhurst and Penn State are the cream of the crop of the CHA this year. I think they're the two best teams. Syracuse is up there as well, and they lost a lot on offense. But this upcoming weekend, Syracuse has a home-and-home with Clarkson. Thursday at 10:80. Stupid Thursday home game.
Can't stand that garbage.
Mercyhurst goes to Troy to play RPI. Penn State goes to Boston to play BC. We go to play Colgate Friday and Saturday. ESPN Plus.
Interesting all around.
6-3. Watch it.
Yeah. So
JJ's picking the upset of the week.
Listen, man, I will always go with our team to win at least one game. I always have the confidence. Call me the ultimate optimist. I will always pick our teams to win at least one every week, even if the odds are stacked against them. That being said, let's go into the more, I don't want to say more competitive games, but they were much more competitive. RIT men's hockey, their first two games of the year. Well, first two home games. Conference games. 6-point weekend against Army. With the sweep. Nate has the broom. Let's go.
Sweep action.
Gotta love it.
6
love
points.
to see it.
The view from the top is beautiful.
I mean, it's nice being in first place. I mean, it's
imagine not having any conference wins. Couldn't be us.
Sucks to everybody else. But
don't take into account that nobody else has played conference games. But hey,
whatever. We're still first.
First
Nobody
place.
cares.
Nice place to be.
We played two really, really, really hard-fought games. A lot happened. We were both there. Let's roll into it. I'll let you start with the stats.
I mean, we were both exhausted. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to die after Saturday, after those four games.
Sunday
I was
just rough.
Cooked.
Thank God I didn't need to yell much during the Bills game on Sunday, but it was rough.
I did my yelling on Monday at work, but that's okay. We won't get into that.
Now I'm dying, but
we're both dying. It's okay.
Friday, home opener, big crowd. Place was buzzing right from the drop of the puck. First off, I gotta start with this little mini rant before the actual rant later. The DJ, gotta get stuff figured out, man.
Good Lord.
Playing music.
Stop playing music during play.
And when we're trying to do stuff, hey, we got a routine. You throw us off our routine. You throw us off our routine. So, all right. Anyway, 3-2 win on Friday.
Big game.
Great back and forth hockey game. Shots on goal were 34-19 for Army, but I don't think that's really indicative of how close that game really was.
No, that game was very close.
Kobe, all he does is score big blanking goals. Walker gets us going early in the second on the power play on a beautiful shot by Jojo Casero. Right off the right pad of Gavin Abrick, the Civ from Army.
Sergeant Civ.
Sergeant Civ. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. A couple minutes later, Tommy Scarfoni. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put it on Instagram because oh my god,
The save he made.
There's just sometimes where I'm just in utter befuddlement where I don't even react to things. I don't think I reacted to that save only because I couldn't believe what I just witnessed.
I know everybody in front row saw that guy coming up going, crap, these guys are going to score. And the save he made, we were all just like, yo, what?
And then literally 30 seconds later, Elijah Gonzalez, welcome back.
Comeback player of the year.
Back from injury after last year. Buries one, make it 2-0. Fell asleep a little bit there after that one. Army scored 2 quick ones. You know what I love too? Both Army guys came over and sallied right in front of us, and that means we're in their heads, so we're doing our job.
I
telling
love
us
that
to be quiet, blah blah blah.
And they kept coming over to the same sign too. They kept jumping into another rejected Marine, y'all. Credit to Aaron Huss for making that. Thank you, sir.
It was
that and the violent sign. That has got to be one of my favorite things.
We need to give a quick shout out to Aaron for the violence sign. That might be the greatest sign we've ever made, and the fact that we got to use it so quick.
Oh yeah,
into its existence, like 2 minutes into the game, it was lovely.
I also do want to quickly apologize to the pep band because we kept using that while they were trying to start songs. And poor Trey couldn't communicate to the band what they were going to start because people were getting so loud when the violent sign got activated. So sorry, Trey. We'll make sure that we don't screw you guys up next time.
Gotta do what we gotta do. And then third period comes around, back and forth. Army gets a chance. We get a chance. Both goalies were standing on their heads all night.
Yep.
And then Aiden Hansen-Bukata, you beautiful, beautiful man, just rips one from the top of the circle, goes clean in, and I lost it. And the roof came off the place.
He came right around by us in the front. Holy crap, that was so much fun. Well, you love seeing stuff like that.
Tommy Scarfoni.
Got the chain.
Great. Got the chain. I like the chain.
We didn't see who got the chain on Saturday, but
I know we gotta figure out why people get the chain.
We're gonna have to start grilling them on what's going on.
We'll ask about it. The big stat that stood out for me though on Friday night was RIT won 40 out of a possible 67 faceoffs.
That's insane.
That's
huge. A great number to have.
And I will say this. Even though he didn't score, he didn't have a point, Carter Wilkie might be the best player in Atlantic hockey. He was all over the place.
Everywhere. I mean, he did score Saturday, but at the same time,
he did score Saturday.
But it's like his mere presence draws attention.
Yeah,
like it almost reminds me of in football where if you got a receiver or a running back that's out there that's really good, that person draws attention from defenders, and that's what's happening with Carter. Is they are making sure to keep dudes on him because of just how flat out good he is.
And it makes his line mates in the weekend. It makes
everybody else better.
Andrew Miller, Tanner Andrew, and Grady Hobbs. It's the second time I've made the Andrew Miller mistake.
I have the sign right in front of me. If you want me to go grab it,
I know. No, we're good. Got in a little bit of penalty trouble again. We'll touch on that in a minute.
I'll tell you that Saturday.
Yes, the PK is really good. Yeah, we don't give up a lot of power play goals.
Army
only scored one. But
the whole weekend it was insane. Do you have the actual number for what our penalty kill is on the season? I think we're 1 for 15 now or something like that.
On the season?
Or sorry, we're 14 for 15 or something like that on penalty kills. It's crazy good.
In one game or
well, because it was 6 at Union, there was a crap load this weekend.
They went 6 for 6 on Union. They went 9, then 1 for 4 on Friday. 3 for 4 on Friday. So 9 for 10. I'll get to Saturday in a minute, but the PK can be good, but it's going to come back to bite you at some point. Army didn't have a good power play. Union didn't have a good power play. You never know. You don't want it to come back and bite you at the wrong time. So it's something that's got to get cleaned up. Saturday, another fun one at the Policini Center.
4-1.
Corner crew filled in nicely.
Yeah, we did.
I was getting a little nervous. Everybody, if you're going to games, man, you got to be there by 6:30. Come on now.
Don't give me heart attacks and make
section,
Randy think we're not going to get the flag out.
That section cannot be that empty at the start of the game. I'm sorry. Got to be better. And we'll admit that corner crew's got to be better sometimes.
We can do it.
Not perfect.
It's early in the season. We'll get it going.
Shots on goal, 35-28 RAT. Thanks for coming, Army. See you later. Have fun on your ride home.
Try to drive back to West Point.
Jojo Casero.
Again.
Phenomenal. All over the place. Beautiful pass from Petrucci on that goal, too. That was just an absolute rip. My favorite goal of the weekend was Carter Wilkie, though. The second goal on Saturday.
Dude. He comes up to the wall afterwards.
If you weren't there, the puck squeaks out. There was a scrum in front. The puck squeaks out into the slot. And Wilkie just picks it up, goes off to the right towards us, just waits, then buries it. And I love it when they sell you in front of us.
Dude, he jumped into the corner crew wall. Legitimately right in front of me. I was bugging out the whole time.
Yeah, and then Army did score on the power play late in the first. And then it was all RIT from there. I mean, the second period took forever because of all the penalties. There were a lot of penalties in this game. We'll get there in a minute. I have some words.
I do too.
Grady Hobbs, third period, gets a big insurance goal early.
Yep.
From Andrew and Wilkie. That line was the best line.
And then Hansen Bukata had the fourth one with the
right in the empty net. Thank you later.
Well, I'm going to say empty net with
the net was empty.
No, I'm saying it with air quotes because, I'm making the joke that Gavin sucks, Nate.
Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that. I was very kind of lost there. I didn't know where you were going.
Air quotes,
with that.
empty net.
To answer your question, the power play, the PK is 13-15 on the year.
That's pretty good.
Too many penalties.
It's a lot of penalties, but I think a lot of them are. I mean, the Union one kind of padded that stat because the crap one's called on us there.
Yeah. Colby Matthews, 27 saves, 28 shots. He looked good.
I
think we got a goalie competition on our hands here.
I think we do too, and I'm kind of all for that because it makes them both better.
Absolutely pushes each other.
It also gives the team confidence because, if God forbid anything were to happen to Tommy or Colby, you know the other is fully capable of stepping up and being a primary starter.
I would like to see Daniel Chenard get into a game.
Maybe not. Honestly would love to see him get in there also because it's a shame we haven't gotten to see him at all.
We don't know. We just don't know about him.
This man could be a silent sleeper sitting on the bench.
Yeah, penalty trouble again. And I don't know if it's our guys getting drawn in to stupid penalties because there was a lot of matching penalties. A lot of them were you take a penalty, I take a penalty.
Where it's 4-on-4.
Still dying.
Season allergies, man, they suck.
Yeah, this is horrible. There was a weird one on Wilkie and Hobbs in the second where Wilkie, yes, it was a boarding call. Yes, you can't hit a guy from behind. Did the guy put himself in a bad spot? Yes, but it's still a penalty. Yeah. Then they reviewed it, and then they gave Grady Hobbs a penalty, which is definitely against the rules if they called it on the replay. But
whatever.
We don't know.
Welcome to Atlantic Hockey Officiating.
Our lovely friend Ed Tresker, the voice of RIT Tigers Hockey on Twitter and Fox Sports 1280, said I had an AirPod in, so I wanted to listen to what the heck was going on. And he said something that really caught my eye. Every other league mics up their officials, and they have to explain what they're reviewing, what the penalty call is.
Except for us.
To the arena.
Yep.
Atlantic Hockey is the only league that does not do that.
Which is dumb.
Why don't we do that?
We should be.
It's not like 10 years ago where every Atlantic Hockey school is playing in a dumpy community rink. Well, most of them.
We aren't.
We never were. But
no,
it
was awesome.
That didn't have the technology to do it, which I understood at this point. But the only team that doesn't have a rink on campus is AIC at this point, and all the rinks are.
Canisius doesn't.
And Canisius, but it's newer barn. It's really nice. But AIC plays in an AHL rink. They have the capabilities because AHL referees are mic'd up. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me why, as a league, we don't do this. My favorite penalty call of the weekend was at the end of the first period. God bless Coach Riley. He loves us so much.
Well, I love him too.
He gave us a power play.
Who was sitting in the box for him? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was like, I saw him talking to the official after the period. And I'm like, oh, what? All right, what's going on here? What's he complaining about? And then all of a sudden, the referee blows the whistle and technical. 2 minutes. So that gave us a 5-on-3 there at the end. Yeah, I mean, there weren't really a ton of bad penalties. There were some. I mean, the Matt Kellenberger hit from behind was borderline. Was it a hit from behind? Yes, but did it deserve a game misconduct? Probably not.
I'm also going to say right now, I'm going to get into my rant portion. I think it's going to pour into yours as soon as I bring something up. This Army team, to me, was one of the, I don't want to say dirtiest teams I've ever seen, but it was almost to that point. It seemed like there was always a scuffle or a skirmish started after the play got blown dead, and it was always started by someone from that team. And it drove me insane, where it's like, oh my God, our guys are getting roughing calls and hitting after the whistle penalties called because some guy is shoving a dude's head or shoving someone in the back after every single play. And there was one instance that gets...
Let me get this before we get into that instance. I know where you're going.
Uh-huh. You know where I'm going with this.
Got to be a little more disciplined. You can't get drawn into those stupid after the whistle penalties.
No.
Those are the ones that kill teams. Got too much into that towards the end, in the middle of the game, the second period. So many penalties.
The start of the second period on Saturday, there was 5 guys in Army's bench. 3 of them had 10 minutes. And there was another guy who had a 2-minute, and then another dude who had the 2-minute for Coach Riley. So there was a whole party in their box, and we had. I've
seen 4.
I've never seen 5. That was insane.
That was a new one.
And have we ever had? We had what, 2 in ours or just 1?
We had 2.
Yeah, because Laskowski was in there for the 10-minute, and somebody else was in there for another 2. I think it was Gonsalves was in there.
No, maybe we only had 1.
Yeah, I thought it was just Laskowski who was in there for the 10-minute.
Yeah, I don't know.
But seriously, oh my God, it's like these guys were trying to pick fights, and that's when we got to bring the violence sign out so quickly. Both games.
And like I said, you can't get drawn into those after the whistle penalties. There's got to be some team discipline in there. I'll take it as if you're defending your teammate, I can live with it.
100%.
If it's just you getting frustrated.
No.
And Army's a physical hockey team. They always have been.
They always have been. They're in your face.
They're not afraid to push you around a little bit.
No, they're not.
I respect that as a team out of them, and I expect it every time we play. RAT Army is always a physical game.
It's always a fun series.
It's always a fun. I think Atlantic hockey, especially now, is starting to get into every game is a good game, and I think the national narrative that Atlantic hockey isn't a good conference is so wrong.
And it's starting to go away.
Because it is starting to go away. Because Atlantic hockey is starting to become more competitive. It's not, 2 or 3. It's not like RAT, Air Force, and maybe Canisius or Niagara every once in a while. Those are the top 3-4 teams, and now everybody's starting to get better.
Yeah.
And the league is growing, and people just still crap on Atlantic hockey, and it drives me nuts. But I'm about to do that. JJ's about to crap on Atlantic hockey because we got some stuff to say.
I want to bring up one specific play in particular that happened. I think it was in the second period.
First period.
It was the first period.
Yep.
If you haven't seen
Felt like it was the second.
If you haven't seen it, it's on ECH's Instagram account. There's a video up. They're taking people's questions and comments. I know both of us left a comment. The Corner Crew account left a comment. A bunch of other articles left a comment. How, and excuse my French here, how in the hell do you allow a guy to sit there and keep shoving and punching a dude's head into the ice multiple times and not suspend him and give him a 5-minute major? That call was crap. I'm sorry. If I'm going to get mad for a second. That was some bull. Complete bull.
Where I have my issue is that you mean to tell me that no official had a look at that?
They're right there.
Anywhere where they were.
They were breaking up the skirmish.
Right
they
there.
saw it happen in front of their own eyes. Come on, man.
So, Michael Sacco from Army got a 2-minute minor for cross-checking and a 10-minute misconduct.
He should have been thrown out. That was not... That was an assault on our... I forget who that was. Who was that?
If you do that outside of the rink, it is assault.
You go to jail.
You're going to jail with what he did. Thank God... Who was it? I can't even remember who
I don't remember
it was.
Who was that jumped in there, but someone jumped in there. And just,
Cody Laskoski jumped in.
Yeah.
And
went nuts.
I want to say it was Isabel that was at the bottom of that.
I think it was. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
Because
thank God for as far as we know, he is okay. He finished the game.
A few people thought he had a concussion, but I don't think
that could have been. It could have been worse than a concussion.
Could have been really bad.
That could have been. He landed 2-3 shots on the back of his neck.
Now that play to me, of course, that happened Saturday afternoon. That to me is we're salty we didn't win Friday, and we're going to start knocking people out Saturday and try and give us a better shot.
Did Isabel kind of get a little close to Abrick? Yes. Did he give him a little love tap? Yes.
Sure. Does it require that as a response?
The penalty that they called was Sacco coming in and cross-checking him down to the ice the first time.
Yep.
Yes, that's a penalty. If it had ended there, we're not having this conversation. It's a good call. It's a penalty. Whatever. It's the fact that he then jumped on top of him and kept going.
And kept smashing his head from his neck into the ice. That is, seriously, that's a 10-minute. That's you're getting chucked, and that's you're done for a couple weeks. And honestly, if I'm Coach Riley, I'm suspending him for a while anyway, because that makes Army hockey look really bad.
Doesn't happen.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but it makes Army hockey look really bad. I'm just going to put that out there.
Cody Laskoski then also got a 2-minute penalty for hitting after this on a 10-minute misconduct. So what you're saying is what Cody Laskoski did
was worse.
He came in and pulled him off of Isabel. Gave him a shot, and that was it. Yes, okay. 2 minutes for roughing. I can live with that. The fact that Cody Laskoski got the same amount of minutes for what he did as the same as Sacco. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable.
It's not. It's complete garbage. It's complete garbage. It's not acceptable
from an unbiased perspective. And we do have a little bit of bias. That's our guy. He's a freshman. You know, he's got a bright future ahead of him. But I will say this, Michael Sacco is a good hockey player. He really is.
That's also a blatant penalty, though. Like, that's not even...
But from a hockey fan perspective, I would have said, without knowing what the penalty was, that's a 5 in a game and probably an extra game.
Probably suspension.
Probably suspended this upcoming Friday.
Yeah.
And my issue here is the two officials put a player's safety at risk. And I'm not talking about Isabel's safety. I'm talking about Sacco's. Because
both of their safety.
What if one of our guys decided to take matters into his own hands and totally obliterated him from behind?
He's gonna get hurt.
Now Sacco's hurt.
You
have to protect.
Yeah.
As much as they failed to protect Isabel, I think throwing Sacco out of the game protects him.
Yeah, because now you're worried about retaliation.
Because exactly, and good on our guys for
not doing that.
I mean, he took a little bit of shoves later on in the game,
but that's
to be expected. But
nobody blew him up, though. Thank God.
And unfortunately, we've seen this way too many times in Atlantic hockey. Nothing's going to get done about it. There will be no suspension. Those officials will be calling games this weekend.
How about
they might even be calling our game this weekend? Which, by the way, if they're calling our game this weekend,
they're gonna hear it.
They're hearing it.
How about last year, Game 2 against Sacred Heart in that quarterfinal? Kobe Walker's on the ice, holding his own head off to the right, And we're all like, "There's a dude down. You gotta player safety."
No, see, yes, but he wasn't in the way of the play
until the dude skated right by him.
Army had the puck. They're not going to take enough, especially in a playoff game. But whatever, that's beside the point. That was also Schubert. So I mean, are we really surprised?
No, because he's an idiot.
I just look at it like this, like that's something that hockey's been trying to get rid of for forever. Mm-hmm. That stuff doesn't belong in our game.
It's Bush League.
It doesn't belong, especially at a school like Army. I have the utmost respect for them.
Oh, I do too.
Air Force.
We both said Coach Riley is just a stand-up.
Not only are they
coach.
Great hockey players, but they're great people. They're going to serve our country.
Absolutely.
After they're done, hopefully having a successful career at Army.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a little bit of respect lost on Saturday, and
it's not on Coach Riley either, because you know he does not teach guys to do things
and
like that.
That play does not represent the entire
program.
No,
it definitely does not. That's why I think it's unfortunate, because now like that clip is going everywhere, and people are now going to associate Army hockey with that, which is sad, because you know Coach Riley does not teach his guys to act that way.
No, and I think that was a player who was frustrated. In the way it seemed at that point, in the way RIT was dominating play at that point.
And we had been for the last night too.
It's very, very frustrating. Like I said, thank God Isabel's okay, because oh my God, if he wasn't, it makes me sick sometimes. It makes me sick to my stomach sometimes. But
oh yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
I look at it from an Atlantic hockey aspect. They only major penalties are reviewed automatically, which makes this even worse. Is that RIT would have to ask for them to review this play?
Yep.
And you can only do that twice in a season, which again is also wrong, but that's an NCAA thing. As far as we know, Coach Wilson hasn't done that.
He should, but he probably won't, honestly.
He should, but I think this early in the year, the fact that Isabel's okay, I think if he's hurt,
you have to.
Severely hurt,
you have to.
But I think because, like I said again, as far as we know, he finished the game. He looked okay. I think you can kind of not do it. It's just I'm more disappointed in the officials in the game for not taking player safety into account here.
It's ridiculous.
It's frustrating because, like I said, we've seen this too many times in our league. Yeah. And I think it goes on to, and I'm going to call people, it's going on Binda, the director of officials. 100%. It's on DiGregorio, the commissioner. This stuff, I've seen it before, especially in RIT. Dan Schuler had his career ended because a guy cross-checked him into the boards. The guy didn't even get a penalty on the play. Schuler was never the same hockey player. He never came back. He was done.
It's unfortunate.
There was no suspension. It's frustrating.
It is.
It really is. Because it always seems like it's us.
Excuse me. Whew, sorry.
JJ, you're killing me here.
Dude, the seasonal allergies are killer right now. What else should we go into about this?
I mean, I don't really have much else.
Excuse me. Sorry. To all our listeners who just went
we can go into
the fact that I sneezed twice.
We can go into Union here.
Yeah, let's go into that before we both die.
We'll move on.
So we got Union
homecoming
this Saturday.
weekend. Pack the BCA, Sea of Orange. I don't know what color the t-shirts are going to be. I heard a rumor that they're white again. Screw that. Everybody wear orange.
Oh, jeez. Sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
This could go on the highlight reel for the air. JJ dies on air.
We have a... You're killing me.
I know. We're good. We
have a 3-game win streak at the Blue Cross Arena. Current going on right now.
Let's keep it up.
Took down Colgate, Merrimack, and last year we took down St. Lawrence in a great hockey game. 6-game unbeaten streak, too. A couple ties before those. Playing a familiar opponent in the Union College Dutchman.
Who we're going to beat this time.
I'm gonna say this very quietly. I hope we blow the doors off of them. Um, Union last weekend got swept by UConn, who is a very good team, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
UConn is the team to watch on the men's side. So they're 1-2-1 on the year. They tied Army the night after they beat us, unfortunately. They play Bentley on Thursday, so they'll have another game under their belt.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Murphy still solid in net. Expect him to be in the net Saturday night.
Yep.
Nate Hanley, one goal, 3 assists. He's the leading scorer early in the year. Not really much to talk about. I mean, we just played him. It was a close game. Penalty trouble again, which please fix that this weekend, boys.
Yeah, got to do that.
Yeah. If you are going and you have Corner Crew tickets, please make sure you are there early because the Corner Crew sections are general admission. Don't roll up at 7 o'clock thinking you and your group of 10 friends are going to be able to stand together. Sorry, why did I say so? I don't know. It will not happen. It will not happen.
Get there early.
So get there early.
I'm getting there at 5.
Doors open at 5:30.
I'm getting there at 5. My mother and I. Let's put it out there. The one thing I think a lot of people are pumped for, at least in our circle, is the fact that my mom is going to be sitting in the Corner Crew with us. And let me tell you something. People that have seen me at games and seen how aggressive I get, I got all of it from her. So you're going to get the double dose of Langs going psycho at a hockey game, which is going to be great.
Can she yell hockey to start the game?
No, that'll kill her voice. I can't do that to her.
Oh, it'd be so good.
I'll keep doing that, but listen, let me to our viewers out there. My mother gets mad when the officials break fights up. She will sit there at Amherst games and curse out the officials if there is not blood on the ice. So let's just go with that. That's all you got to know about her as a hockey fan. So, but that game is going to be great. Blue Cross is always fun. Packed house.
It's going to be a great time. Always is downtown at the second home.
Packed house. Love it. So let's do our predictions real quick.
We can look around Atlantic hockey a little bit first here.
Yeah, I'll see that real fast before we do our
we'll
predictions.
get that out of the way. RPI played Mercyhurst. They won 6-3 on Friday and 3-2 on Saturday. So shout out Mercyhurst. Thanks for showing up, helping out the league. Sacred Heart played Providence on Friday. There was their one game on the weekend. Lost 6-1. Again, thanks for showing up, helping us out. Canisius got swept by Penn State.
Rip.
5-2 and a very good contest on Saturday, 7-5. I caught the tail end of it after our game.
Yeah, that game was close. Canisius
was coming back towards the end. I think if they had 5 more minutes, maybe they get one or two more. Air Force co-hosted the Icebreaker tournament with Denver. They lost 4-1 to Maine on Friday, and they tied with a very good Notre Dame team 5-5 on Saturday. They did blow a 5-1 lead though,
but you kind of love to see that. But.
Yeah. Holy Cross, thanks for coming out to North Dakota. 6-0, 4-1.
Yeah.
AIC had one game against their Springfield rival UMass. They tied 2-2. I believe UMass got the extra point. There isn't any. I think they got the win in the shootout.
I think they did also, yeah.
We swept Army. Thanks for coming. And then I think the big surprise, especially around the country this weekend, and I know you and I were surprised, by identical scores of 4-3, Niagara swept Omaha.
Yeah,
on the road.
That made me want to throw up when Chad Veltry's name popped up in the friggin' ECH goaltender of the week. I was like,
how did we forget Aiden Hansen-Bukata, defensive player of the week in Atlantic hockey, surrounded by 3 purple jerseys. I wanted to puke.
That was disgusting. That graphic made me want to gag.
Ugh. So yeah, not really a great weekend across the league. A couple tough matchups.
Yeah.
This upcoming weekend starts on Thursday. Mercyhurst starts a home and home with Penn State. Thursday in State College. Friday in Erie. And That Thursday game, Penn State's a fun team to watch. So if you want to watch Mercy Worst get absolutely blown out of the water, Big Ten Network Plus.
Mercy Worst. I love that sign.
Sacred Fart and Holy Loss play each other Thursday in Worcester, the conference game. We won't be the only team.
Sacred Fart and Holy Loss. You're just pulling all the whiteboard jokes, and I'm loving this.
Conference game, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully both teams lose.
Or tie.
It's not possible because now there's a shootout. But then, like we said earlier, Bentley goes to Schenectady to play Union before they come to us on Saturday. Friday, there's a series out at the Purple Prison. AIC takes on Niagara.
Niagara.
I just hate thinking about it. Both games at Dwyer. And then Canisius goes to Ferris State out in Michigan. Their coach, Trevor Large, is a Ferris State alum, so hopefully his homecoming gets spoiled by the Bulldogs. And Air Force goes to a newcomer on the block who has played really well in Lindenwood out in St. Louis.
I think everybody thought Lindenwood was going to be pretty bad. They're looking pretty decent.
No, they're 0-4, but, I mean, they played... What a brutal first 2 weekends to start your program. At Minnesota and at Michigan.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. They got screwed twice.
Awful. But, I mean, good for them. Scheduling a hard opponent. And then Army goes to RPI on Saturday at 7. So, should be a good weekend in Atlantic hockey. A couple conference games. Won't be able to use the only team with conference wins as a joke anymore, but which sucks. But hey, we got to do it for at least a week, I'll take it.
So let's do our predictions for homecoming. I know Dan sent his, and I'll let you do yours, and I'll do mine.
Dan sent his. I got his here.
And please read what Dan said for his prediction, like the whole thing,
word for word. Dan says we'll beat Union with help from a packed Blue Cross Arena crowd and not having to deal with an ECAC official crew.
Yep.
I don't know if Atlantic hockey's any better, but nice little 5-1 victory over the Dutchmen. I'm going to agree with the win. I'm going 7-1.
Wow.
With 4 goals in the first period. I think this team's going to come out pissed off.
I think they are too.
And they were not happy after the loss at Union.
No.
And I don't think anybody was. So they got a little swagger in their step this weekend. You could kind of feel it during the game. RAT's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
I'm going to say win also. I'm going to say 6-2. That's my prediction.
A lot of goals.
I'm going to say a lot of goals. A lot of times ringing the bell. We had a lot of that Friday and Saturday. Your poor father had to ring the bell 17 times for just the women alone.
24 times total.
24 times total. That's a good weekend right there.
Good time.
Well, let's ring this some more on Saturday at Blue Cross. With that being said, that is going to wrap up this somewhat lengthy and somewhat heated episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to do that again.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Although it's Atlantic hockey officials, it probably will.
We'll be having the same conversation next week.
We'll basically just copy-paste this segment into that episode at some point.
Change some names.
Yep.
It'll be like you can copy my homework, but change a couple of the answers.
Get some wrong so it's not totally correct.
Yeah,
so, That being said, homecoming is Saturday. If you don't have your tickets yet, the hell is wrong with you? Go get them now.
You ain't sent with us, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're gone. So Corner Crew tickets and 121 and 119 are pretty much wiped. So at this point, you're kind of in the spots around us, unless you can buy one off someone that already has it that isn't going. But even them, I don't know why they're not going. Follow the Instagram. It's fun. We had over 1,000 followers. We threw Nate on the ice on Friday. I'm just kidding. No, we didn't. We really wanted to, but we got a funny picture of us looking like we're going to. Use the Instagram to get into the Discord. We have a new segment. We have a new channel in there. Ask Ed, where you can submit questions for Witter to respond to on their post-game show afterwards. And they have been fielding questions from us, which has been great.
I think they're only taking questions from.
They actually might be.
Which is,
I think they were taking it from Twitter and Discord, and they just gave up because nobody was putting questions on Twitter.
If you aren't at a game, we will also be streaming away games in there.
Yes.
If we're allowed to on the platform that's streaming it.
Thanks ESPN Plus for not letting that happen.
We have in-game conversations actually get pretty fun in there. So.
Oh yeah, they do.
Even if you're at the game, hop in there during whistles and contribute. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun in the Discord. So if you're not in it, please join.
Oh, yes. And then on top of that, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel or the Spotify, what are you doing? You do it now. You'll be able to find things better. Links will all be in the description below. Hit any notification bells or notification icons to make sure that you get notified when new episodes go up. There's going to be a bunch this upcoming week. Depending on when this comes out, we may or may not have already interviewed somebody, which is kind of fun. I think this comes out after that.
No, right? It'll be before.
It'll be before it. So keep your eyes out, because there might be an interview with someone that is maybe is a player, maybe isn't a player. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny anything. So keep an eye out for that one. That one's going to be great. And that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you guys all in the next one after homecoming. Have a great night. Go Tigers.
Roll Tech.